Okay, hello everyone and welcome to session, is it number 6? I wrote the title for this stream like 5 hours ago. I can't remember what session it is. But session 5, session 6 in any case. The year is 1604. And welcome to A World at War. So a couple of things before we start, just so I get it in at the start of the VOD if anyone watches that. I won't be doing a stream next week because I've got uni stuff. So doing a stream this week, skipping next week, and then we'll be back the week after. Second of all, well, for the guys watching live, if there's anyone here, please tell me if my mic is a bit rubbish, because I have a brand new mic. I'm shouting a bit. I'm trying to get it working well, because it's a far better mic than the one I had. But I might not have it working spot on yet, so if there's any problems, feel free to speak up. I have been streaming EU4 with it, and it seemed fine. In any case, 1604, let us jump in. There we go. So, a world at war. Who's at war? Well, it's pretty much everyone. We'll jump into the diplomatic view. And you know what? Let's take it slow. In the east, we have Caboose in Arkansas versus Sin Cigar and Tequila. In the west, we have the ongoing war where let's ignore that, where Eric Lux have declared war on Versailles. Versailles have drawn in Nederland, they've drawn in London. The Triple Alliance plus Grunhammer is going to town. And then we got this one. The League War, the war within the Holy Roman Empire for religious supremacy. Worth noting, what is actually going on with this land? Is this land being added to the Empire, or is it... In any case, weird stuff has happened with the Holy Roman Empire, but I'll tell you what's not weird. Got a big old war going on. So let's just quickly apprise ourselves of what's going on. We can jump in and you can see the numbers are pretty even, with an advantage especially in artillery to the Protestant side. The Protestant side who don't have any Protestant player nations on there. The only you've got Metz, Luxembourg, I imagine, Switzerland maybe. But the rest, you've got Sunni Islam and Caboose. They probably bring like half of these troops actually. Let's just, before we unpause, and if there's anyone wanting to see anything before we unpause, do tell me. But 140,000, including 84,000 infantry for Caboose. In fact, we could have just gone here. That would have saved a whole lot of faffing about. But Caboose bringing the numbers here. But this is what's so interesting, and what's so intriguing about this, in that if we look over here, here's where the Caboose armies are. And if we actually switch into Caboose for a second, you'll see the armies. You might not see the armies moving backwards then. So, as much as Caboose have the numbers, why are they going all the way down there? You can see they are not where the numbers should be. And you can see actually already Grunhammer and Patria trying to cross the Sea of Marmara. Very interesting, very intriguing. So I don't know where you guys want to concentrate on. What I'd suggest is frantically flipping back and forth between everywhere. But I would suggest we concentrate mostly on this European front at the moment, because this is where a lot of the fighting is going to be. So, without any further ado, because this war could take quite some time, that's now 1 minute past 9, I'm content with saying away we go. That music is really quiet. It's actually pistic how quiet that music is. Let's flip back to political view. So, I'm going to miss a whole lot of stuff. If you're watching along, I've completely got the wrong channel up. Hello, Annie Anarch. Your Patreons are getting beaten back by the Polish. In Constantinople, though. Wait, how have Grunhammer actually gotten all the way over to Caboose, actually? I forgot they'll have had to have gone through all of the Savage Men. And indeed, they're going to get piled on. This is a terrible choice. Although they've got the defensive advantage here from the fort. So they're going to lose this battle. But it's a woods fort, so it's going to be attritional. Missing the chat? No, we're not. So kind of first blood. Epiphany over there, but you can see occupations being traded back and forth. There's an Eric Lux 100. Oh, there we go. Massive battle. Eric Lux beating back the PRD. They just. Oh, they didn't wipe out. Oof. I'm getting overexcited here. Meanwhile, Eric Lux still at war with Versailles. They need to peace out with Versailles as quickly as possible. You can see now Caboose armies making their way back from Tequila. The Catholics need to be paying Tequila whatever they need to stay in this war. Because that's how they're going to win. A lot of armies being built by the Savage Men. I imagine the same's true of Epiphany. I'm loving this 39k stack from Schwarzwald. Schwarzwald aren't in this war. Who's ready for the 11th occupation of Vienna? We're always ready for Vienna to be occupied. But at the moment, this is a fairly good defensive position. The PRD are just walking right through. Oh, of course, I remember. Look at the forts on Eric Lux. Amazing. Nobody's getting in there. Look at the utterly no forts in the middle of Hungary. That is why the PRD have already marched straight into Vienna. So that siege of Sicily, perhaps, has been won back. What is Caboose's capital? Oh, Sinop. That makes a bit more sense. So, that looks a whole lot like peace declared. Eric Lux, they've taken nothing from Versailles. If this war has ended with Nero losing everything, I'll be quite annoyed. I'm not seeing anything lost there. I think Versailles have been saved by this war. Now, the ruler of Eric Lux might be quite displeased with that, but I would not, because look at it this way. You need every single advantage you can get to win this war. And if you win this war, the last person left standing will be Switzerland on the Protestant side. That means you can damage Switzerland as much as you like. And who's going to gain the most from damaging Switzerland? It's going to be Eric Lux, because already they've occupied the rest of the north of Italy. That is 54, 63 development right there already. But one last thing before we unpause, and I'll jump into Switzerland to prove this point, is that the war goal is to show superiority. So that's whoever wins the battles. Obviously, occupying land will really help out. But if, for example, Switzerland get isolated and they just have all these little stacks around here, well, that's the enemy stacks. Where are the Swiss armies? They might be doing something clever. No, of course they're not. Here's the Swiss armies up here about to get utterly demolished by Eric Lux. And for example, that'll count really heavily against the Swiss side. Because the Swiss are... Well, I don't think it matters that Swiss are the war leader. But Swiss losing all their troops, that's going to really hurt them. So London, they were the leaders of the Protestant League until they got caught out in this war. And now they're not in the war at all. Which probably really helps them out. Are Free Scotland in the war at all? Free Scotland are in. Let's continue on. We've got a lot to get through here. I imagine the Caboose army should start... Oh no, that's a Nordic Reich army. I got excited. I saw a German army battling in Schwarzwald. And I was really hoping they'd gone for it. So this war rages on. Arkansas getting beaten back by Tequila now. 81k to kill us there. 60k Arkansas. Yep, the war goal is battles. Grunhammer looking a bit worse for wear, as we feared they might. If Grunhammer go down quickly, and it looks like they're the chief focus of the entire Norse bloc, as one would expect them to be, because look at that. Grunhammer go down, that's a major ally out the war. And they're going down quite quickly. The Vienna is falling once again. And it's Nordisch with all these occupations. Meanwhile, here's the thing about the League War as well. It's perfectly possible for someone to lose out massively as an individual country, but still to win or lose the war overall. Because what matters here is whether Epiphany or Switzerland accept religious supremacy. Or whether they don't. That's how the League War is won. But there's nothing to stop all of these Norse just taking apart Grunhammer. Now what I'll say is that it's Switzerland who's deciding who gets what here. As we see Epiphany battling Nordisch Reich in there. The Epiphany armies will arrive as reinforcements. They were winning anyway. Oh, Epiphany have arrived at Vienna as well. Caboose versus Epiphany in Vienna. The PRD have caught them. Look at how well the Epiphany armies were fighting there before the massive humanity came in. Gotta keep flipping back and forth, I'm afraid, because this is a major battle. A major war. I think it's... Caboose have largely abandoned Arkansas. Their armies heading back west. Autosave there. Into 1606 we go. Now a big problem here is that... Oh, big battle dead here. Epiphany have been caught up in Nordisch Reich. Viking Guard taking on the Navy. And a big problem here is that none of these guys are going to get touched. Nordisch Reich are going to be the one Norse focus. But I think it's just going to be a desperate battle to save Grunhammer. And Epiphany's army's too spread out. They need to combine forces. Milan has been lost for the Catholics. Legende in North Africa as well. Ah, yes. Here comes Caboose through North Africa. Oh, actually, interesting. Cairo has fallen. That's where the Patreon armies are. And Cairo is a massive 39 development. So that'll be a loss for Caboose. It's nowhere near enough to put Caboose down. That's very nice. The Grun particularists being put down there. Oh, here's Kazil Bronxo troops are in Europe. They've been hired by Caboose. There's a condottieri agreement there with Caboose. Yet even more troops in the hands of the Lebibus. But then the Patreon army kinda... Oh, here we go. There's a Legendan army right in the south as well. I don't know how they've gotten there, but they can take up huge swathes of land, add to the war exhaustion for Caboose. Didn't Caboose take... Someone took innovative ideas. The Grunhammer's army saved and the Nordisch Reich sent packing. But Grunhammer is looking worse for wear. Minus 44% war score. And a combined fleet taking out the Caboose navy. We see the entire Swiss army heading down towards Cairo now. That could be a good enough diversion to allow these guys to get a hold. Allow the Catholics to get a hold on fighting up here. Free Scotland need to get this army across. As a point of personal curiosity, I'm going to quickly pause jump into London, because Free Scotland might be keeping their army up here, because London could potentially jump into this war. They'd be on their own, but eventually, you have to believe, like, Epiphany are already quite far in debt. They might not even defend Free Scotland. Legendia, they'll be close as well. Eric Look's still up there, because nothing's ever going to stop Eric Look's. But War Exhaustion will get up there. So London could really benefit from not being in this war. And that might be why Free Scotland are keeping their 19k up there. They shouldn't, because obviously the way that Free Scotland are going to survive is by helping the Allies win this war. But that could be off. Free Scotland just dying there in the Champagne region of Northern Epiphany. It looks like peace has been had over here. And Arkansas have won. They have gained not a whole lot, but it's a victory against Tequila. And what that does is unleashes the full force of Caboos's full army. Although, the Red Sea coast is turning quite red. This is the kind of theming we all love to see. However, Cairo will fall. And if Cairo falls, then there's no real way for these guys to run away. There's no place to run. No real advance on Grunhammer yet. A big Vikingar stack there. Would we see if people get knocked out the war? I don't think so. So periodically, at the start of 1608, we'll check. See if anyone's been knocked out the war. Because, for example, you have minor states up here. For example, Cleves is... Oh, it's not completely occupied. In fact, it's barely occupied at all. There's still a level 3 fort there in Cologne. Caboose are running through Lutzland. But that is because they are on their way to Vikingar. If Caboose want to kill their troops in the harsh winters of northern Norway, I'd say let them. Big battle down here. The Norse forced back from Vienna. Cleves, Vikingar, Grunhammer, Cordoba, Epiphany, all making one last attempt to take back Vienna. And they're going to get there. Unless they all abandon the siege, which they really, really shouldn't. For God's sake, are they actually going to abandon the siege? You can see they really don't want to. You see these guys flipping out a bit. Right, now that the Epiphany stack is back, the siege should progress. But they keep wanting to move off it, presumably because there's other threats. But this is the number one thing you need to take care of, guys. You need to make sure Vienna comes back. They've lost the siege because they needed to go relieve that battle. But they just needed to... Vikingar is saving this. They're leaving their 1k of troops there to keep that siege going. If Vienna comes back, it's because of Vikingar. Vikingar, who at the moment is getting sieged down themselves. Now, I noticed that's probably the Kazil-Bronxo Renton army heading back there. That's why I checked over here to see if Kazil-Bronco were at war, and that's why they needed their stuff back. Although, oh, they're in a coalition against Gansu. How has that happened? Well, Gansu are about to get wrecked. And, oh, hold on. Hold on just a sec. Because, right, let's pause this because we don't want to miss too much action in the west. Gansu were allied to Sonier Sedai. But this is what Sonier Sedai are now at war with. Because they were allied to Gansu. This is exactly what Yunnan needed. Gansu are about to be cut down to size. And if they're lucky, Sonier too. But anyway, when is this? 1607? 1607. Sonier. I'll come back to that later. I'll remember exactly what's happening. But anyway, that's why we were checking across there, seeing that army. float back across our screens. The Grunhammer being completely devastated. The PRD completely untouched apart from the very east. Nordish Reich going down as well. The Vienna did fall. That's masses of rebels on there defeated by the Norse. Vienna is falling again, by the way. Big battle developing here. The Norse have the numbers, but here come Eric Lux. And here come the Polish, actually. Massive battle. And the Catholics should have this. They do. Big battle up here as well. That's Cordoba, that flag. Cordoba all the way down here. What Nederland doing? Siege of Vienna is underway once again. So there needs to be a push into Switzerland. If they take down these hill and mountain forts, especially Viking Guard for the absolute MVPs, they're actually doing the right things. The only country I've seen doing the right things, Viking Guard, they unsieged Vienna. Now they're sieging the Swiss war leader capital. And if Viking Guard keep at it, they've got a siege. They've got a leader of 2 sieges as well. They need to be leading these sieges. I'm very pleased with this. What I'm not very pleased with is Caboose are chasing down these armies. I see no more Legendian armies. And the Patreon army is a bit lost looking down there. But then this deflects about 40,000 Caboose and Swiss. Look at this Swiss army. What a Grunhammer, what on earth are you doing in Alexandria? Quick look at Denial Valley. Yep, conditional military access for everyone. So they can just walk through Denial Valley. They can walk through the Savage Men. So they can just cross through North Africa. Patria need to make a stand. They need to make a stand in the most defensible province. And I don't know what one that would be. But in any case, the war rages on up here. I noticed that this siege has been relieved, or Viking Guard just left. Scottish troops are in the fray in Schwarzwald. They've got 7k left only. Nice to see. So that is the Viking Guard capital which has fallen though. So at January 1609, we're going to have a quick look, a quick recap of where the war is. Numbers on each side if anyone's been knocked out. Oh, massive battle there, led by Caboose, and Caboose have been sent packing. So this plus 55 for the Catholic League, that's nearly all from battles. The Catholic League has been far more able to concentrate their troops, catch little pockets of Norse. This is impressive. I said January the 1st, what I meant was February 1st. So let us, as another battle rages on. I'm not sure who will have been knocked. I've jumped to the Schwarzwald. Probably the only Central European nation I could have jumped into and be told nothing. Very high war exhaustion there for Eric Lux. But we can see the numbers on each side. They're looking far rosier than they did for the Catholics. They're showing their superiority. Look at this. They got 57% war score, and 40 of that is from battles. They're winning all the battles. It's not occupations here. If you look at this big, huge list. Can you see that big, huge list? It extends to under the chat, but you're not missing anything. There's a lot of occupations. None of them really matter too much. I see some of the Grunhammer ones are worth nearly a point each. It's all in the battles. I'm looking down that list. I'm not seeing anyone major missing. Cleves, Cordoba, East Frisia. Yeah, everyone's still in. That's impressive at this point. So there we have a quick glance over to Gansu are getting demolished. Hopefully Sonye Sadai are getting demolished too. But at the very least that'll be a Sonyeo ally cut down to size. Right, that's enough. Back over here. Vienna. He's down again. At least... Do we have level 4? Oh, big battle there. Look at the coordination though. You've got the Polish. You have enough Polish to reinforce around there. But they just left the Savage... No, was it Caboose? It was Caboose leading that. They just left Caboose to their fate. And again, the Catholics all pile on and they're beating these armies up piecemeal. Because... There we go again. The Norse lost that. They had far more numbers. They had the numbers advantage there. But they just jumped in one after the other after the other. And they lost it. The impressive performances from Free Scotland, from Vikingar. Honestly, impressive performance from Grunhammer. Unless they, like, flip out of the war just now. And at minus 31 score, they could still... We're still at risk here. There's a Medvedstrana army there. Are they just going for a walk? What is that? What's that army actually doing? I'm actually completely puzzled as to what that Medvedstrana army is actually doing. See, look. Nordish, they just picked off an army there. But then their army itself just gets obliterated. That's a much bigger loss. The Savage men, far too late. The Savage men going down the same as the Nordish army did. The Polish army, exact same. Getting demolished. And it's a joy to see, ladies and gentlemen. I, as the unbiased observer, am firmly backing the Catholic League. I'm impressed with Patria's army. This is why so many of the numbers aren't there, because Caboose are down here, dealing with Patria's one army. They outnumber the army massively, but they just can't catch them. They're just sailing up and down the Nile. They cannot be stopped. Savage men rebuilding their army. A big Caboose stack on Vienna. I didn't see... Like, when we were zoomed out this far, I wasn't sure that it was Vienna, but where else could it be? What else would they be sieging with 40,000 men? Again, Free Scotland in trouble, but Epiphany pile on in. So what we need now... How much devastation? It's not going to be that bad in Vienna, I think. 11.65, because there's a fort. We enter the age of absolutism, the age of the Reformation, is it? Is over? Most sack city in the world? No, I doubt it. Look at Denial Valley. Look at the bright red of Denial Valley. This is a devastated region. Look at that. 53.81. 90 down here in Axum. Oh, let's not look over here. Let's keep looking just a sec. But no, let's stop looking over there. Big battle, and it looks like an Epiphany army has been caught out. Oh, from out of nowhere, here comes the big Eric Luck stack, and they win it. That's genuinely amazing to me. Archon, if you're watching, what we'll do is we'll pause on June the 1st, and we'll have kind of a quick global roundup to see if there's any wars I'm missing. Luxembourg are going down, they could be knocked out, so could Metz. Did I say 1st of June? I meant 5th of June. That's another huge battle. Caboose and Epiphany in for reinforcements. But, let's have a quick look over here. Neroland are going to war. Oh, Geo has gone to war with Bengalistan. Yunnan are going in on Buryatia. The Tequila aren't still at war. Tequila pieced out of... Well, Arkansas pieced out of that quite early. Arkansas got a couple of provinces around here. So, very interesting things are still happening around here. So, Yunnan. They've taken this opportunity to go to war with Buryatia, Kurland. That's a crusade war that they've declared. So, they'll be able to take quite a lot of this. And if we remember right, this is really good land. Stupidly good land. So if Yunnan can take that, that'll have them in such a great position for when Sun Yeosadai next come knocking. And when will Sun Yeosadai next come knocking? We're not sure, because this is what they're faced with. Gansu got themselves a coalition declared against them. Coalition of Sichuan, Hangzhou, Sintagar, and Kizil Bronco, among others. So Kizil Bronco, obviously, the big heavy hitters there. And Gansu are getting demolished. Hopefully Sun Yeosadai get demolished as well, but I'm not betting on it. And then what Geo have done, Gyoya, they've gone after Bengalistan. That's Bengalistan. I think it's just against Gyoya. And Bengalistan are managing to win. And part of that is probably that Gyoya are rubbish. And, oh no, they can actually go through the MPO and round the back. But essentially, this is like deep jungle here. The jungles and mountains of Indochina. And so Bengalistan have just swept right over it. It's a defensive war for Bengalistan. So they'll be able to take, I think it's half price for whatever they want to take in the war. So if Bengalistan actually win this for against Gyoya, this could put Bengalistan back on the map. It could bring Yunlin right back into play. Especially with these three wars. This kind of triumvirate of wars. If they all go Yunlin's way, it's a major shift of power in China. Meanwhile, Neraland, sneakily, not staying quiet. Neraland are at war with half of South America. I'm not sure how well that's going to go for them. But you can appreciate their ambition. And then in the meantime, we still got this old thing. I think still nobody's been knocked out just yet. But again, we check the numbers. And first of all, look at the casualties. Far more casualties for the Protestant League. And an advantage in numbers now for the Catholics. Still nobody's been knocked out. I'd say impressive. I literally just last night fought a league war as the leader of the Protestant League. And what I'll say is that I clearly single-handedly won the war for them. But it's all about knocking out. I don't know why Epiphany didn't help Eric Lux there, because Eric Lux have one of the best armies. You want to keep them intact. I suppose because the Siege of Prague is going down. But now they've just been caught here with another army. Cordoba are rushing in, but so is everyone else. And now Epiphany just going to get demolished by the Swiss. Could that be a turning point, ladies and gentlemen? Kibus army's getting caught here, but they have reinforcements. The Runehammer coming in as well. They shouldn't be coming in to reinforce this. Should never reinforce a defeat. Although, oh, they very nearly turned that around. Is the fighting quality just so much better for the Catholics? I don't understand it. Because all these troops, they're just melting. A 3-star general is just getting obliterated there. The reinforcements come far too late. Let's keep this going while I have a quick look at manpower. You see the top force limits, but you see everyone pretty much tapped on manpower. Patria still going amazingly. Patria doing well. Savage Men doing alright. And everyone has masses of mercenaries as well. 55 mercenaries for Kibus means their professionalism is going to go way down. If we look down to Kibus, professionalism down to 37%. Oh. Masses of Neroland separatists. They've taken Madrid. And there is a siege going on in Paris. Nordischreich have punched a hole. Runehammer doing really well to hold on here. Still, that Medvedstrana army is in the area. If Osterstrand were involved in this war, you'd be winning. Vikingar have been knocked out of the war. That happened August last year. It would have just been a white peace. Like, the one nation that kind of knew what they were doing, they've been knocked out. Multitude. Still are going strong. Patria have... What are Patria doing? They are just carpet sieging now that... Who took all this land in Arabia? And why are there 35k over here dealing with it? Because look at this. No forts in this entire area. That means you just need 1k. 1 unit of troops to siege it. And that's what Patria are doing. They're just blanket sieging down the Nile Valley again. And that's gonna... This is actually amazing play by Patria. Switzerland are doing really well for themselves, it must be said though. With some of their big forts sieged down, especially Milan. At like 30 development, yep. Oh, they need to take Bern back. But then you can kind of see single caboose troopers just going back on sieging things. Look at that carpet siege. Well, in fact, that is a fort. And if that's what Legendia have done, if that's Legendia's legacy of military operations in Arabia, then that's pretty good as well. Oh, here come the Poles. That's another 23k stack that isn't up in Europe. Oh, here's Patria up here trying to save Grunhammer. If they actually manage that, wow. Patria saving like one of the last Grunhammer armies. Free Scotland getting beaten down. It's a far bigger issue for Free Scotland to get beaten down than anyone else, because obviously Free Scotland have to rebuild their troops over here, bring them all over. Mets have been knocked out, I think. No, they haven't. Their army is just over there. Lutschland. Oh, hello. Right. I'm disgusted. Ladies and gentlemen, this is disgusting. While their allies are dying for the cause, Osterstrand are trying to move in on Lutschland and Medvedstrana. And this is... Oh, that is a fort. That is a stack and a half there from Lutschland. Go on, son. Is it just Osterstrand? Because it really should be. Is Osterstrand going in by themselves against Lutschland and Medvedstrana? Now, obviously they have the beating of Medvedstrana, but that 44k stack is something to really worry about. And this is while Lutz has been attacking over here. So we see 20k Lutz troops over here. In fact, we see like Neroland troops, we see Makaya? Makaya's that one. What is Lutz doing in Peru? Who knows what Darth Lutz is doing in Peru? I don't. Let's stay back in here. So we've got another major conflict going on in Europe. So really, all of Europe. Oh, hello. Hello. Meanwhile, Runehammer have just been knocked out. And they have lost. Is it just Peronatal? They've lost one province for their troubles, making the border even uglier. But the problem isn't so much that one province. Although, what I'd like to see now, part of the problem with Grunhammer, I'm still very much backing the Catholics on this. Because the problem with Grunhammer is this huge undefended area here, and that's what screwed them over. Now, who are they going to go up against? They're going to be going into Erit Lux. They're going to be going through these miners, and they're going to be going into Epiphany. Epiphany, very well defended. Erit Lux, amazingly defended. They're going to have a lot more trouble breaking these guys down. Then that is also a good point from Ardis. That the negative war score contribution from Grunhammer, from the occupation of all their provinces, that's now gone, and you've got 65% there. So if you're Epiphany, you can get white peace whenever you want. That's easy. If what you want is religious supremacy, you can take that. They can take religious supremacy whenever they want. But if they could somehow get some of these guys out of the war, like for example, the Savage Men are at low war enthusiasm. What they absolutely need to do, look at this. If I was Epiphany, well, if I was involved in this game, I would be screaming at Epiphany, peace out the Savage Men, peace out the Savage Men. That would screw over Medvedstrana and Lurtzland, because the Savage Men would then be able to join Ossestrond. But that means you can beat up on Nordischreich, you can beat up on the PRD, you can beat up on Caboose. So if Epiphany aren't piecing out the Savage Men, then that's a horrendous mistake. Part of the problem here is that Medvedstrana are going to go down so quickly that the Lurtz armies aren't going to get a chance. They'll have conditional access, because actually we'll pause it. No, we won't pause it. I mean, we'll just look at it here. Because you're part of the Holy Roman Empire, and if you're at war with the Emperor, you get access through all Holy Roman Empire lands. Hello? What is that flag down there? What is that flag down there? If I had a camera... Hold on, I kind of have a camera. I'd be staring at it like that. Because Caboose have been pieced out of the war. In fact, everyone's been pieced out of the war. And... we have the official faith. That's disappointing in the end, honestly. The Catholics smashed it. Utterly smashed it. But there's no great territorial changes there. And that's kind of disappointing. What they should have done is they should have pieced out the Savage Men, and they should have gone to town on Nordischreich. Did Eric Lux have... Hold on. Hold the phone. Was this war all worth it? They've taken 7 development from Switzerland. It was all worth it for Eric Lux. What I'm going to quickly do is make a save game here. So we can come back and look at the stats for the end whenever we like. So, oof. It didn't take too long, did it? That went quite quickly. And it really... Caboose are a bit of a paper tiger, I think. Because their troops just melted. Now, I really hope the Norse bloc doesn't turn around and just help out Osterstrond. Because this could be disaster for them. They're completely outnumbered. Osterstrand are completely outnumbered here. Come on, if Osterstrand... I really hope no one comes in here and lets them beat them back. Because if Osterstrand managed to sit out a war that their allies lost... They started a war by themselves, picking on tiny nations around them, and they managed to lose that. That would be the cherry on top. Right, let's continue. This is the war we're looking at the moment. Although Georgia still losing to Bengalistan. Although, oh no. Right, we'll quickly flip across the other way over here. Because that war, which was going well for Bengalistan, suddenly won't be. Because Tequila are back. And Georgia have been saved. That's quite annoying. Sonia Sadai still holding on in their War of Gansu as well. Which again, very annoying. So let's... See, they're still going to lose this war though. Ostersund are going to win it. Because Medvedstrana are going to give up. They really shouldn't. Because look at this fortless expanse. They start taking over this. Ostersund starts getting war exhaustion. But they're not gonna. And this is gonna really annoy me. I'm not seeing many other territorial changes as of yet. There goes the Medvedstrana armies as well. That's probably going to be the last gasp of Medvedstrana. All their forts are occupied. Thing is, I don't know what Lutz is doing as well. Lutz needs to... I think he's blocked from crossing the... from Åland to Abo. That doesn't matter. Send your army round like you've done with your other army. Masses of peasants down there rebelling. Ledendia's armies just slowly making their way back. This is a winnable war for Medvedstrana and Lapland, but not at this rate. Oh, is that the PRD in? Is that the PRD in? That's the PRD in. They couldn't even win their own fight. Couldn't even win their own battles. After an insanely bruising war, the Polish have come in. And that's embarrassing. If I was Queen Regent Fevronia Sibersky, mother of no heir shamed, I would be dying of embarrassment right now. Massive naval battle. With like barely any warships on both sides. And Osterström now focusing on sieging back Lapland. Who's the war actually against? It is against Medvedstrana. So quick check over here. Sees that Yunlin. That's some of the really good land there they've taken from what's this? Buryatia. So that war's gone well for Yunlin. Georgia, I imagine, have won this war against Bengalistan. They haven't. They white pieced out. Imagine not even being able to beat Bengalistan while Tequila are bearing down on the other side. In any case, Tequila have pieced out as well. And I imagine they've taken... well, they've taken quite a bit from Sichuan as well. But they've taken the Bengal Delta. 37 development producing silk. All the buildings... oh no, they've not got a manufacturer there. But if we look at the trade now as well... Bengalistan still have 65%, but that's 21% for Tequila. And that'll go right down once autonomy comes down. The Tequila, almost completely unassailed in India now. If not for the League War taking Kibis and Arkansas away, I'd have liked Arkansas to go on a bit further. So we still have this war against Gansu, which is now arrived at Sonia Sadai. Epiphany. Immediately back at war with various Native Americans. Meanwhile, colonization will have continued at this point as well. Scottish Mexico really digging into Mexico. Let's see, in Upper Peru is actually a pretty... They've got a bit of gold there. You've got a lot of gold around here, by the way. This is why all the colonizers are going for it. And, yeah, Lutz is getting very much stuck in there. In fact, if they take over all of Peru, they'll get all that gold. There's gold in them there hills. Yeah, it's not looking great. Oh, in fact, the PRD are going to be in this because what they want, the PRD, they've got a claim on Rushstock, but if we look at what they actually want, they want all of Lubeck. Whereas Osterstrand don't, which is a surprise to me. Yeah, Midvedstrana were beaten ages ago. Now they're just beating down Lutzland. So their capital is in Lund. It's going to take a while to fight through to it because they've got forts and they've got war forts. Free Scotland still exiled in France. They're at war themselves. Free Scotland have attacked Wabash. There's just a general scramble for land, taking it off the Native Americans, as it were. Floride has been formed by Epiphany. Incidentally, I'll say again, if anyone's got any suggestions for better colony names, or if you want to rename your own colonies, do tell me and I'll do it. Because I can go in and change any colony name I want. Yeah, it's academic here, as soon as PRD joined. Pathetic. Neroland continuing to lose their war over here. So, there we go. There's Neroland. In Kamana. Well, in what was Kamana until a few seconds ago, where it just disappeared and became Makaya, stranding all those Neroland armies. We'll have to march down to Neroland La Plata. I was about to say, let's check in on Talk Maria. I've got something to report about Talk Maria. They're not having a great time. Yeah, their continued isolation and proximity to Caboose. At least Caboose don't want that much. Just the entire northern part of their entire country. All of Arabia. The Mandeb Strait crossing. Any good provinces there? Not especially, but it doesn't stop Caboose from wanting it. So Kazil broke. Oh no, Gansu are still there. Oh, because this is Gansu. So after this, Kazil Bronco could actually border Yunlin. I imagine that's Sonyer Sedai pieced out. They've not had to give up anything particularly valuable. They're still allied with Gansu, for God's sake. Yunlin's still without allies. Have Amaranth done anything? If I remember correctly, Amaranth were getting beaten up down here, but it looks like they've formed the actual first colonial nation in Australia. Good for them. Amaranth still just holding on. What's Samuda doing? Samuda's still allied to everyone. Arkansas helping out Caboose, allied with Masira. Still guaranteed by the Norse bloc are Equestria. Oh, this is going to annoy me to see Larkston disappear. So those rebels down here, the Neroland separatists, obviously were fought off quite easily in the end. Pyreneos holding on by allying with Schwarzwald. That's not what I like to see. I'd rather Pyreneos died with dignity than brought Schwarzwald down with them. So, peace it is. And the PRD have taken Rostock, or Rostoka. And Östersund have taken Stockholm. They've taken Starodub, Galish. Oh, Galish might be an alright province. 11 development, 7, 12. They've taken not bad development there, but they've eaten away at Lartsland. In fact, where did Equestria always have Nizhny Novgorod? I know they started with it. I think they always did. Is this peace in our time? It absolutely isn't. Patria is where we're going next, because Patria are going after Ouagadougou, which is nice to see. It's nice to see subjugation of Africans, says Western commentator. No, just in terms of the game, it's nice to see Patria actually doing something and getting something for their troubles. Because again, if we look, this is the Ivory Coast trade node. If Patria they already have the Senegal estuary. If they come down here, they get the Gold Coast. They'll be able to direct trade wherever they want. And they can... No, that's Angola. Where's Patria? Oh yeah, Patria have like no trade. But whoever controls this node gets to control whether trade is sent to France, Spain, or England. If you actually watched the stream, you'd be able to see what you took. So that's 3 provinces over here from Midtvedstrand and Stockholm. Oh, they actually took the Åland Isles as well. That's interesting, actually, that they've taken both sides of the Åland crossing. I love still that the PRD have taken Berlin. What Nordischreich doing? Desperately trying to stay allied with Östersund, although I don't know why. Clearly they're no help. Hold on. Whoa, 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 whoa. I saw the Confucian symbol there. And not over here. Let's have a bit of a closer look. What on earth has Versailles, no. Versailles, why have you done this? Versailles, no, don't do this, Versailles. Don't get yourself killed for Ashwinder. How has this happened? So on March the 1st, 1612, Ashwinder. I'm glad I've already got, because last session we saw the return of Pereverot, and nobody wants to stay dead. I did double check early on to see if Gorovdesh were back on the map from Arkansas, but no luck. So how did this happen? So that's... The Savage Men got pieced out, and they were forced to give up Istra to Ashwinder? Cool. Okay. You got him there. The Savage Men will be reeling from this blow. That war might have gone on for long enough. The Versailles truces, they are all up. Yeah, Versailles are dead. Vidvitstrana, oh no. Now the Savage... See, this is why you do individual wars, because here come the Savage Men. And what do the Savage Men want? The Savage Men want everything. And Luxland finally had the sense not to come to Midvedstrana's defense. So now it's just Luxland and Schwarzwald the way it was meant to be. This punitive war is still going on. And Gansu have been occupied for quite some time, including their capital, but they're still going on. In fact, they're taking out Sin Cigar. That's actually really impressive. I imagine Kazil Bronco just aren't bothering. Yep, there's an army. There's an army. There's some rebels over there. Loads of rebels, actually. Kazil might be in some kind of disaster. How's the Protestant Reformation coming? Grunhammer have pushed it right back. The centres of Reformation have disappeared. And it looks like Epiphany might just about stay Catholic. How's the Holy Roman Empire doing? There are no eligible electors, I think. Because all eligible electors... In fact, hold on, what we'll do is we'll... Oh, in fact, does this mean... This means Epiphanes is... The Epiphany dynasty will be Holy Roman Emperor forever now. But does this mean if we were to come in as Epiphany... We could grant the electorate to Eric Lux and Grunhammer, is what we could do. It's what they should do. And have Eric Lux promptly vote for themselves forever. Like, if we can't have land, we can at least have the title of Emperor. Although, that said, Eric Lux couldn't vote for themselves because they're a republic. Put the Grunhammers back on the Holy Roman throne, where they belong. This might finally stop. Savage men taking this land might finally stop the PRD declaring like wars for like single Medvedstrana provinces. Which is something I'm very much looking forward to. Anyway, how are Tokmaru doing? Oh, they're not doing great. Ethiopia are getting in on this action. It's worth noting as well. Let's see this here. Imatong, that's wasteland. Oh, even Tonga. That's 3 wars for Tokmaria. This could be it for them. I don't think they've got an army left. So the South's coming in, the North's coming in. This is what Tokmaria needed to do first. Before the South got a chance to come back at them, should have conquered them first. Before Caboose came knocking. Before Denial Valley collapsed. Gila building up a bit of an army because they are at war with... What has actually happened here? Right, the MPO have attacked Champa. That's brought in Amaranth. Then Galistan betrayed them, but at this point you have to say fair enough. So Amaranth have had their alliance with Tequila broken by the MPO. And the MPO are going to conquer them like completely and utterly because Tequila will have the numbers. Anything of note going on up here? Patria are at... Oh no, they've just got an exiled 2k there. Oh no, they got occupations down there, that's fine. Who are Malta allied with? Were they always allied with Eric Lux? They are allied with Legendia again, to be fair. But Eric Lux, Grunhammer, they're like the Catholic kingmakers. PRD rebuilding an army. Did they just lose one, or are they just building up strength in general? What? All these dead nations are just piling back onto the map. I think Georgia have fallen out of Equestria, is what's happened here. Yep, but here's Georgia. In 1614. This is just a parade. Just to mess with, just messing with my, like, list of dead nations. It's like, I felt... Yeah, just having a quick sneak peek. Infinite Citadel still not back on the map. Always worth a wee double check on that. Then in the chat, if you give it just a second. That link is supposed to go to the Roll of the Dead page, where I have set up like a revival date, and I'll be filling those in later. But yeah, this is all dead nations, and then when they were revived. So as you can see, 3 of the 4 nations who died have been revived. And now we're just waiting. We're just waiting on Garavdesh. What do Caboose actually want to take from Tog Maria? Because I imagine they could have taken out... They could have taken that land easily by now, given the war score they've got. They must want more than that. The Savage Men continuing to hack away at the already desiccated in many pieces corpse of Midvardstrana. When will the VOD be up? Well, you could start watching the VOD from on Twitch. You can start watching the VOD on Twitch right now if you wanted to. And it would just keep adding to it and adding to it as it goes. But as for YouTube, it will be up for... It takes me a few hours to put it up. Because I'm never really bothering to rush it. In this case, I could rush it. It'll be up in a few hours. And if Garav doesn't hear this, could someone in the chat please tell him that? Like, in a few hours. Right, Yunlin troops are doing what? What are Yunlin troops doing there? I thought they were at war for a second. I was like, yes, Yunlin doing something. Is desperately waiting for more war. There we go. Patria have undone those occupations. And now they're getting into Ouagadougou. The Ouagadougou? Whoa, they've got some actually pretty great provinces there. So it's going to take a while for them to get chewed through. They especially want the gold provinces here, though. And these gold provinces have been improved. So if they could conquer, like, just a big snake to Bambuk and Bure, that would be ideal. Look at this. Switzerland were at war then. God, someone really needs to kill Switzerland. Please, ere it looks. Once the truce expires, just kill Switzerland. Who's gonna defend them? Trier, Holland, London? Nothing compared to the power of superpowered cannons. Ashwinder are trying to get Nordischreich to save them. Which probably isn't a life worth living if you ask me. So that is Champa completely occupied, but the MPO want a bit more than that. The MPO want quite a bit more than that. So to keep... Oh, Jesus. They're completely enveloped by rebels. And then the MPO in various other places as well. Or even Sulu. Oh, no, Sulu are part of that war. Good. Wait, what did I just see there? Oh no, that was what Amaranth wanted, and they want Taiwan. Which is a pipe dream if ever I've seen one. Can I just look to the camera and go, and just sigh? How are their forts looking? Oh, for God's sake. Yunlin, technically, it's possible that Yunlin could smash this army with everything they've got here while that 41k stacks there. Take over Korea and try and get out of this war before Geoia gets up here. But these forts, they're... Oh, that's Beijing as well. And they split their armies and now they're going to die. Let's not bother watching. Right, what did Gansu actually lose? Not much. Tequila back up there despite colonialism printing press. They didn't really take much after all. Those borders are even, like, not too bad. And in fact, they've pieced out early enough that Tokmaria's army is now going to come back and smash Ethiopia. That's worked out really well. The Nile Valley separatists there in Cairo. We live in hope. So what's going on in the world right now? That's 50k Scots back. Although they are at war with some Aztecs. London at war at all? No. If I'm Scotland, what I do, I just smash London as soon as possible. Because if we look at the world's most valuable trade nodes, Genoa, English Channel, Lubeck, Sevilla. Who's got control of the English Channel? London. Smash London. Take London. Take their profits for yourself. Crash bang wallet. Easy. Arkansas are at war with Samuda. So it's Arkansas against Baroda and Samuda Li Katha, which is an interesting one. I'm not sure who even has the numbers there. Although, part of the Samuda's problem is that they'll have a massive army in the Philippines for no apparent reason. But Samuda versus Arkansas, oh, that's interesting, really. Especially if Arkansas can take a big chunk out of Baroda. Imagine if either of these two loses the war and we see Garavdej back on the map. Oh no! I was about to say we might see, like, everyone back on the map. But it's not looking too good for Chiyu. I'll write in my notes, check Chiyu. Because we're not going to stay back and watch their death, because really nobody cares. So this is where some of the action's happening just now. So it's not just Arkansas versus Samuda, it's Baroda as well. And Baroda have a decent stack there. I know one of these is a trade province. Coastal Centre of Trade for Indus. Which means Baroda have 28% of that, so they'll be getting decent amounts of money. Samuda have been defeated down there. And they're rebuilding an army. Oh, this is all Arkansas troops, actually. So if they concentrate on Samuda first, get them out of the war. And just can take all of Baroda, maybe. can take a big chunk of Baroda. So it looks like Amaranth. Oh. Moving swiftly on. Got peasants down here in Amaranthine, Australia. Yep, Australian separatists. Funded by Denmark. Oh no, they're taking over. Did Denmark take the... How is that 34 development? Because Australia Minor really went for it. I think these are all particularists rather than Australian separatists. Yeah, Tulk Maria. Of course they've turned around the war against Ethiopia, because look who's coming into Ethiopia now. They've given up a bit of land to Tonga in order to concentrate on Ethiopia, which is clever, and then Caboose just say, nah, our land, excuse me, what are you doing? This is our land, and of course, next time we want all this as well. What is this, Patria? Although I guess a 16 development province instead of the 4-1. Good enough move. Yeah, Patria, just going to be a big blob on the west of Africa. Anyway, while I was staring... oh, that's a new army for the Savage Men. Are they at war? Doesn't look like it. Right, Epiphany have attacked Neroland in a colonial war. Meanwhile, Holland have attacked East Frisia that Neroland are helping with. It's good to see that even after all that's happened, the Triple Alliance still comes in on every single war. It's just a comforting, it's a constant. It's something you can rely on. But what I imagine has happened... Well, it's a colonial war, so they have to have colonies... There we go. Oh no, but it's Epiphany, isn't it? How have they made it round to California? Time for a bit of classic Nerolandian California. Masses of separatists there, but no big deal. Oh my god. So what's happened here? Why I'm finding this so funny is that Tulkmira were at war with Ethiopia, and then Caboose came and just conquered down so that Tulkmira literally can't take anything from Ethiopia, and they just are forced to take peace. Caboose just comes with, nope, that's our land, I think you'll find. Oh, hello! That's impressive. Arkansas have just completely rocked Samuda. Minus a 96% war score. They've still got 28k of an army there. But they're not going to get across that strait in time. Now, masses of rebels as well, and they've got 28k up there. So what would Arkansas actually want? Well, they do actually want land from Samuda. Oh, that's interesting. A Samuda army is actually... Wow. Are they actually getting beaten back? No. That was scary for a second. I'm very interested in what happens down here. I thought Samuda had good stuff. Some good ideas, etc. Not good enough, clearly. What does that actually give you, a colonial war? It's very... Turks Islands is what they want. That's going to be, like, right here. Nero! Why? Oh, on that note, Pyrenees still going strong. Colombia getting occupied. If Nero... They're not even really going for any of this land, are they? They're just leaving it up to Patria. I hope Patria get something from this then. Oh, they're down to only wanting Portugal. What do Epiphany want? They don't even want that much. It's Cordoba that want everything. Cabus building up their army. Not at war just now. But they're still going to be quite far down on manpower because they were up to like 60 mercenaries. So that is peace between Vikingar and Holland. Defense of East Frisia, I believe. Versailles involved. Oh no. Versailles got involved. Oh no. Versailles. If Versailles managed to like lose out to Neroland by defending Neroland once more, I'm not even going to be sad. I'm just going to be disappointed. There's the Versailles army, by the way, up there getting demolished in East Frisia. So may elite guy, wherever he started, rest in peace, but he has been eliminated. Oh, no way. No way! They've managed to beat back Gioia. This could be it. They've managed to beat back Gioia and take back Feng Yang. I'll go back to that province in a sec. But this is Yunlin having just beaten back Gioia. I'm so excited for this. Arkansas have made an ugly cut into Samuda Lee Katha. But now it's just a 1-on-1. Yunlin versus Sonier Sedai. Hold on, I'm going to turn this music up a little bit because it's a really good song. It's my favourite song on this list. And my favourite thing is just happening. We don't need commentary. Look at this. Synthwave Retro EU4. Who's occupied that? East Frisia have... Oh, for goodness sake, Eric Lurks. Please, like, occupy something useful. They don't even want this. Who wants it? Epiphany. Eric Lurks. What do they want in general? Is it just Legendia and... I mean, I can say fair enough, but... Oh, Eric looks at Wolf Grunhammer. No. What's happened here? What has happened here? Right. So, what I gather has happened. What's happened here? Oh, Grunhammer, what have you done? This is going to be the end of Grunhammer. So, Cordoba, their king died. And the throne went to King Umar Anak, who rules over both kingdoms. And Grunhammer didn't like the sound of that. You know what? This isn't my favourite thing. Let's turn the music back down. The Grunhammer contested that, but Grunhammer haven't brought in any of their own allies. They've lost Eric Lux. And to be fair, Epiphany's not in this war, but this is just going to be Eric Lux versus Grunhammer. And of course Eric Lux are going to win. Oh, disappointing. They worked so hard to get in with the Triple Alliance, and now they've got no one. And now they don't even... Oh, they don't even have the trip. Why would they say yes to that? But now they've got... Look, I bet instantly we watch these troops. Watch the troops flock to the Grunhammer border. Yeah, PRD's troops being fully funded now. Nordischreich building up their army. They've got no troops, they've got no allies. And their armies are in North Italy. I quite literally can't believe you've done this. Of course it's Dauphiné going to Epiphanes. Right, let's cheer myself up. Let's cheer myself up. Yes! They wanted Jiren. Well, they're not getting Jiren, are they? Oh, look at this massive snake now. If it... Anything... nothing would make me happier than Yunlin getting an alliance with Kazil Bronco. Of course... They have other ideas. They're rivals. In the meantime, I'd be massively shocked if Grunhammer didn't just get completely smashed. Hello. Oh, right. Equestria getting beaten up by Caboose. Because the Savage Men and Osastrone just gave up on them. Gave up on them. And now Equestria are dying. Now Georgia are dying. It's like if we don't even make it to 1625, we'll never know that Georgia were alive again. Ashwind is still alive. With a claim from the Savage Men. Schwarzwald, Versailles. Schwarzwald, don't do it. Yeah, I like this, that, you know, this amazing fort system is a very good fort system, but not if you just leave it alone doing nothing to go fight Epiphany's rebels. Savage Men fully paying their troops. Hold on. So they're against Cassia. Right, they're just not... Hold the phone! How did Georgia suddenly get so much bigger? You know what? I'll take a screenshot of that, because they're dead. Right, Cleves. Who are Cleves at war with? Anytime you see a black flag, it means a war's just finished. So East Frisia, I think, have started to take over Holland. that still makes me laugh. So Yunlin. What did they actually take there? So they've taken... They've kind of swapped a bit of land there with Sun Yeosadai. I continue to live in hope that what Yunlin do is just a no treatise of Geoia. That's what we want to see. Amaranth. Still subject to the new Pacific Order, I see. Oh, hello. Tequila are going direct. No, have they? Have they really done that? Oh, Caboose have left Arkansas out to dry. Oh, I can't believe they've done this. Caboose, why? You were supposed to bring balance to India. And this is what you've done. Tequila are gunning directly for Arkansas, who don't have Caboose to back them. Because what Caboose do? Caboose are messing about with Equestria. And that's why they're not helping their... Oh. Devastating. To me, personally. Get more Eric looks. Oh, Samuda still... Samuda aren't allied with Tequila. So, whoa. We'll do a roundup of the ideas at the end. Oh, come on, Eric looks, please. Why is Switzerland occupying Versailles? Because the Swiss are trying. The Swiss are trying to conquer them, but don't worry, guys. Oh no, not this way, Ashwinder. If Ashwinder go down to Switzerland, I'm going to be devastated. Right. 1625 update. It's going to be a big update. Let's have a quick scroll down past the masses of other games to find MK there. That's the format I use. 1625. And a quick 1200. Just quick look at the wars. See if we're missing anything. Not really. The only... I keep calling them player wars, but obviously they're not player wars. But the only custom AI nation war, so I'll just say player war instead, is the Scottish Crusade against these guys. Coming along fine. There's Neroland troops there, I don't know why. Why aren't Epiphany helping here? Micaiah. I think you're trying to, it's in Peru. Because you've got the armies to go for it, it's just logistically whether you can get all your armies over there. Peace were declared. Who knows what was taken? Was it this? Couldn't tell you. Even if it happens right on my screen in front of me. Don't know. Don't really care. Oh no, Arkansas and two... Oh, what have Arkansas done? If they're at war with Kumis. Oh, they're defending against Kumis. Oh, it's just all suddenly fallen apart from Arkansas because they've been stabbed in the back by Caboose. What Kumis trying to take? Oh, they're trying to take everything. And Kumis... still allied with Kizil Bronco, so they're not going to be taken apart anytime soon either. Been a real roller coaster of a session, this. Oh, here we go. Versailles versus Trier in Switzerland. This is where the big boys play. And Versailles forced them back. Schwarzwald in... No. Oh! Guys, check this war. Check out this sweet war, guys. The Gobs They're coming back. Here comes Pyreneos, picking on the corpse of Versailles, and Schwarzwälder helping them out. Now, this is the one time I don't mind someone picking on Versailles. If it's Pyreneos, at least it's someone who's, you know, pick on someone your own size, and by now they've both been cut down far enough that Pyreneos, they're pretty much own size. Oh no, Ashwinder, no. Betrayed by their only allies. By all their allies. Ashwinder, no. It was never meant to be. Gioia. Alright, up in the border up here. Who's to say why? So, as was pointed out earlier, Denial Serenica, that's doubled their development up there. Caboose might start wanting that soon. Yep! Denial Valley no longer protected by anyone. They're desperately trying to appeal to Legendia. That's not going to help. Malta should get in there first. For the comedic value. So, Versailles well and truly partitioned now. Pyreneos will be well and truly surrounded by Epiphany. Here comes Patria finally to defend Eric Lux. Oh yeah. You'd think they'd build a better fort. Honestly. Level 4, level 4, level 4, level nothing, level 3. Build a better fort. What ideas do you have? You have defensive ideas. I'll tell you what, you can't tell they've got defensive ideas with how often that fort's fallen. Caboose. Oh, they've got Azov back, have Equestria. But Arkansas getting pushed right back. Amaranth, just give in to these rebels. Look, don't kill your entire army on them. Just give in to the rebels. Take the autonomy here. Savage men at peace. Let's see. Did Ashwal? No. Shocking. Nobody. Ashwinder dead again. At least they lasted until 1625. That means they'll get to star in another update. Sin Cigar are just right back in it. Someone needs to take Sin Cigar down a peg or two, and I suggest it's Kizil Bronco backed by Caboose. Because Caboose need to back at least one of their allies. Hopefully it's Perever up. Let's get right in there. Of course, if we do this, we can't tell when it falls. We'll get the cinematic view. This is the kind of entertaining coverage you've all joined in to see. A glowing outline around Vienna. A man in a silly hat. With a tiny cannon. How tiny that cannon is compared to the guy. Read all about it. Read all about it. Vienna has fallen. Oh, they do know about the printing press. They might actually have newspapers. Oh, just give it up. You're not going to claim the throne of Cordoba. What would you even do with it? You've got 1 port. Liberty Desire 0. They love a bit of Patria. King Umar Anak is the most popular king there's ever been. Wait. Oh, that's because the Grunhammers have lost the throne of Grunhammer. And in fact, if their current leader dies right now, that looks like the Molten Dynasty. If Duke Albrecht Nasrid dies, literally they'll have the same dynasty as Malta. Now, there is an heir right as we speak. It's a rubbish heir, but an heir nevertheless. Avignon has fallen to Pyrenees. It's good to see Schwarzwald doing something. It's unhealthy to just be cooped up in the middle of Germany all this time. Oh, hello. I spy a battle. But what does it mean? What do these two sides mean? Let's have a look. This is why. For the first time ever, I am fully in support of the Norse bloc. Because you just don't turn your back on your friends, especially when they're cool ones like Arkansas. Look at this, Caboose. This could have been avoided. Just when they've attacked Denial Valley as well. God, if Denial Valley somehow gets saved here. So that is 3 of the 4 Norse bloc. Let's run the numbers quickly as well. Here's the thing. Suitably, Kazil Bronco betrayed them as well. Annoyingly, Pereverot didn't. Pereverot are dead. The numbers aren't looking great for Caboose. How do ideas look? Caboose have pretty much no actual ideas that help them fight. Neither do the Savage Men. The PRD, I think, do. Nope, neither do the PRD. Look at Ulsterstrong go for exploration now. Pathetic. I guess they want, like, Greenland or something. But Caboose are reaping what they've sown. I'm a grand supporter of this. What do the Savage Men want? They want... Oh, look at that. I bet those are all mercenaries. Just an entire army from out of nothing. In any case, this is a stay of execution for Grunhammer, who I assume didn't lose much, if anything at all. Oh no. Oh no! What did they lose? How did they lose that to Switzerland? How have they lost Tyrol to Switzerland? Grunhammer are dead. Someone needs to kill Switzerland. For the love of God, can someone kill Switzerland? God, the ground really has caved in on the Islamic Triumvirate this session. There's your 39k stack taking on that 2k. Also, is that what they lost during the League War? That makes sense. And that was the cost of piecing out. They shouldn't have done that. What are they doing? I hope what this does is it kind of disrupts the balance of the Norse bloc. And I hope the Savage Men become the most powerful. So then they may simply eat the other members of the Norse bloc. But no, the Savage Men have proved that they are willing to fight. They're not going to pussyfoot around. They've taken, like, massive one-on-one wars before. That's how they got all this from Pereverot, if I remember correctly. They just went by themselves. The race is on. Just completely get rid of Denal Valley. Oh god, it's all kicking off. Yunlin back in the ascendancy. Samudra in trouble. Samudra at war with Australia. Australia Minor. This could be it for Australia Minor, actually. If we find an Australia... Oh, how are they at war with Amaranth? How actually are they at war with Amaranth? Because Amaranth are going for it, cool. 2 wars for Australia Minor. Australia Minor are pretty much gone. Once Amaranth bothered to get their act together, which may never happen, because 75% means it can all be taken in 1 war. Compare that to Caboose. How many wars would it take to get them? 13 individual 100% occupation wars against Caboose would be required. Here's number 1. Remember, Sinop's their capital. Once these forts fall, there's a lot of reasonably decent developed land. It's all just going to fall without forts. Because that's the big one right there. These 2. Well, as you can see, because they have Edirene or Edern, how would you pronounce that? I'm not going to try again until someone tells me. Until someone I trust tells me how to pronounce that name. But they've just been able to bypass right in, and the Norse are just going to town. The entire army is down here. It really doesn't need to be. The Nile Valley is gone. 1628. Gila continues against Arkansas. What do they actually want? If they end up taking Samuda's land, then I'd be very unimpressed if I was Samuda. They're not quite to the point where they badly want each other's land. They still have a royal marriage there. But Samudra and Tequila could come to blows soon enough. Oh, what was that I saw? Samuda Likatha, enemy of Sunyer Sidai. I'll take it. So we said this a long time ago, but I think it's stayed true since, that the Savage Men have had the biggest fleet of galleys in the world. And these, as you can kind of see, if you've got your stream on high quality enough that you can read that pop-up text. This is an inland sea. Galleys will be more effective here, performing at a higher level in combat. It's the galley that reigns supreme in the Mediterranean. So this crossing was always going to be an easy one for the Savage Men to make, and not so much for Caboose. Because the Savage Men, they'll just do what they're doing there. Sit their galleys, their 2 galleys, in the Sea of Marmara, and that prevents Caboose from crossing. But now they are just getting rolled over. Wow. God, imagine being Everett Lux. Imagine it. Going up, sending your ambassador up to Paris. Oh, where's my mouse? Look at the chat. Go to Empire Guichard Epiphanos. Hey, please sir, could I have some land this time, sir? And Emperor Guichard Epiphanos says, my friend, I will take it under consideration. Imagine getting beaten to Versailles land by Pyreneos. Of all people, of all countries. I can't imagine. I could not imagine the shame. Right, so these guys aren't even moving. Ibusa just finished. Not literally finished, of course. Literally finishes us to drones. But no. What? How have they gotten occupations up here? Because Perevorok got occupied really early on, and now they don't even have that alliance. Oh, hello. Oh no, London have attacked Pyreneos. How very dare you. This is an interesting war, actually. This could be a good one. Pyreneos, Schwarzwald came to their aid. Because of course Schwarzwald came to their aid. Because they're Schwarzwald. That's what they do. But Schwarzwald against Switzerland and London at the same time, it's not going to happen. Probably. Although Schwarzwald do have very good troops. Nederland are also there, but, you know. Oh. They did take something from Nederland, at least. Cuenca separates their lands. And that's 27 development as well. Jesus Christ. Oh, they're just falling down so quick. Here's an East Frisian army hired by Schwarzwald. Oh no, Schwarzwald are in there. What is Schwarzwald taking? Quantity, offensive, and they've got all their stuff down there. Meanwhile, there's an actual war going on down here as well. It's like, we cut down here. Yep, here's a bunch of scared Turks running back to Cairo. Right, what did Tequila take here? Or rather, what did Arkansas lose? It's not looking like a whole lot, actually. Batter is a good province. It's the Indus Estuary. Maybe that's the extent of their territory. What did Kumis get? Maybe Arkansas... Yeah, they've definitely lost something there. Alright, we've got 10 minutes to run. And Schwarzwald are going down to Switzerland. Shameful. Well, not really shameful at this point. But yeah, that's that. I'm going to be so annoyed if Pyreneos manage to lose. Like, they're the tiniest comeback. Rebuilding here. 64k Norse up here. Why? The Norse have kind of abandoned that front, and Kibus are pushing back. Who knows why? Obviously, everyone's rooting for their own nation where applicable, and we have some, you know, good crowd favourites. Like, I don't know, I think everyone's alright with Patria. I think people generally want Yunlin to do well, because I want Yunlin to do well. But, if you have 39k stack, see, this is why I shouldn't be doing this. One of you guys should be doing this, and I should be watching. Genuinely, what might be possible to do is make this into a multiplayer game with oh no, I can't think of a way to get that to work, because to get it into a multiplayer game, you're not allowed to just be an observer, you have to be a player. I don't know how that would work, but we could try figuring it out so that we could then have multiple observers, multiple commentators if applicable. But look, 37k. Look, there you go. Just take that right there and leave these guys down here not to get all this territory beaten back. 53k denial separatists in Cairo. Gonna happen. But no, where I was going with calling Arkansas alright, not Arkansas, Patria alright. Excuse me, I really like Patria, but I'm not sure if everyone likes Patria. So I erred on the side. Oh, let's pause a second here, because this is just the heartbreak session. Will no block go untouched? If after all this time it's the Norse block who are left standing after PRD were the first to cancel the Nordischreich, well, I mean, they already are the last block left standing. Like, by definition. Have it? Did Epiphany just get too power hungry? Is that it? We may never know. A triple alliance is dead. Dead is a de jure concept. De facto, probably still A-okay. Anyway, what I was saying is, if you guys had the most hated country, one you want to see fail, which one would it be? Because mine is absolutely Sonye Sedai. Speaking of, truce up this year. Can't wait to see them try again. But Yudlin literally beat them both back. Look, that's all you need to do. Stack them up, kill Caboose. They'll get sent back to retreat, probably back to about here. Well, probably further than that. Well, I don't know actually where they'll be beaten back to. Maybe even just... Where actually are they going? Oh, they're just dead. See, that's all that's needed, because they had nowhere good to retreat to, because all this has been taken. The Pyrenees land remains... Well, the homeland remains untouched. They're winning this war. How are they winning this war? What's the war goal? It's gonna be to take, this, isn't it? Why did London want that? Unless I'm, like... missing a new acquisition of theirs. Oh no. The Dagobs dug too deep. They arrived in Florida and they were sorely punished. I think there's not really much coastline left for Osterstrom to even colonize. Right, there's a Neroland. Is that war perhaps over? No, apparently... I just saw Neroland's troops get exiled there. What I'd like to do is I'd like to get to the end of this war. Oh, here's the Denial Separatists, actually, and there isn't a huge Caboose stack in sight. The Denial back on the map, if he managed to get Cairo and a coastline, would be a far different proposition to Denial having this desert here or a strip down here. And indeed, these Separatists are going to town, killing off these guys. In fact, if they take Alexandria, which they well might, at this rate, then that's really dangerous. Who's still at war here? Equestria still at war for themselves. Oh, Equestria don't ally with Pereverot? No. Oh, it still makes me laugh. Imagine being how it looks. Big battle there. You want to guess what's happened, guys? Who wants to know what's happened to him? It turns out that Sonyeau Sedai... Oh! I don't believe it. There's an actual ally in. Caboose found an ally in the New Pacific Order. Oh, you want to see something scary? Because they've got an Amaranth as a tribute, right? That mandate is at non-zero. Which is unbelievable. For a nation in Indochina to have a non-zero mandate. Like, the MPO are going to be utterly useless in this war, but it's going to be attrition for Geo. Because either the MPO are going to siege down, like break into this fort and they can siege this whole area, or Geo will be forced to siege down the jungle fort there. The win-win. They can't really seem to get past, what would this area be? But, oh, they've got all the numbers there. Where are the Caboose troops? Notably, what I'm going to do... In fact... Yeah, we're going to stop when this war does. 74%, they should be able to really pretty much take whatever they want. Because usually we go between 9 PM to 11 PM. It is now 11 PM. Oh, Schwarzwald. Oh wait, Schwarzwald have turned this around. They're actually occupying Switzerland now. Epiphany continuing their colonial escapades. Oh, Patria down to only having Eric Lux as an ally. Right. Peace. Right on the 1st and 2nd of January 1633. And boy, how different the world looks now. Caboose. I've taken one hell of a beating. Oh, the Constantinople node now. Let's have a look at this. Oh, the Constantinople trade node is a really good node. So not only do the Savage Men have the troop numbers, they have vast expanses of land, and now they'll have a lot more money, especially with the trade provinces here. They take Sinop if there's a next war, and then an amazing position. Lutz is still... These are all like New World adventures. Right, let's have a quick recap of what's going on. Vidvidstrana, they realise that their only way out of this is through running away from the Norse block. That's I looked at the war description, I thought, yeah, they could probably take that. And then I come and look at this, and yep, yeah, they're in a bit of trouble. If there's anything, any stats anyone wants to see, tell me just now, and we can have a look at them. Yeah, they're completely outnumbered in Vidvidstrana. Imagine, it's one thing to be eliminated from the campaign. It'd be quite another thing to be eliminated by Equestria. Look at how many bits and pieces the Equestrian land is in. Anyway, we've got a bit of a situation over here. I'll check Legendia's allies in just a sec. The Tequila are in on Bengalistan, but they're supporting the new Pacific Order, as you can see with all the occupations. So what do the MPO want? The MPO want their cores back to join up their land. They'll probably take a little bit more besides. So that's why the MPO aren't attacking Joey at the moment. Oh, we're in as Medvestrana, so let's come back to spectate. In fact, we can jump in as the new Pacific Order. Bring up the liner now because it doesn't matter. So yeah, they've got armies going into Geoia. And in fact, they've already been sieging down bits there. So, the MPO are going to win this. The MPO have suddenly turned in a session. Like, look at this. Look at all their tributaries. 13% limited design, 90%, 100. 100 and not going down whatsoever. 100 because they have 3 times the development of you. Jesus Christ. Have the Muck really pushed Amaranth back? Or did Amaranth never really have this in the first place? A more pertinent question is who cares? Because here we go again. The reconquest of Jianjin. Again, Yunlin outnumbered, but never outgunned. Sometimes outgunned. How long has Brunei been occupied by rebels? Oh, something I want to look at before I forget, actually. Obviously, Caboose have had peace declared now, but if we jump into Caboose, we can have a look at their rebel situation. Now, they're massively down on stability. They've got internal conflicts maybe coming soon. They're going to need to get unrest all the way down. They'll be able to get that with stability. Oh, but look at them monarch powers, all negative. They're getting a decent amount. Oh, they've got a good new Sultan, Padishah, from the Ottoman government. But what I particularly want to look at is 35 months away from the Nile Valley back on the map with that 55k stack there. And that'll only increase in pace as these rebels take more. So, Legendia finding new allies. It's not looking great. Vikingar, Free Scotland. Back with, you know, best friends forever, Malta. What I'm quite interested in then is... Oh, God. Actually look at that, though. Jesus. Zero troops for Caboose. They're in trouble. We could be seeing Nile Valley back on the map. So that makes Epiphany really the greatest power of the game. Patria are on the map, military-wise. Arkansas have been knocked right down. Amaranth have a force limit of 84, but they've got no manpower, barely any mercs, barely any provinces to build. Do they not even have any mercenaries? Surely they'll get like revanchism or something. They've got minus 99 prestige. Zero legitimacy and going down. No power projection. Wow. They still haven't cored up all this land either. Oh no, that's just territorial cores. That's fine. Right, what was that? We're gonna look more to see how long Brunei's been occupied for. Let's look at the province of Brunei itself. As you can see, the entire history here. Wow. Literally the past 150 years. It's all rebels all the time. Over 150 years if you include nobles and such. That's how long Amaranth had. So if we look at this, 100% devastation in some of these provinces. This is why Amaranth have been doing nothing. Because look at all these rebels. Now, if I'm Amaranth, what I do... Look, they're close to enforcing demands. I'm sure they are. You know how I'd handle these rebels? I'd accept demands. Because that's all it does. The Merchants Guild gets a bit of influence. A bit of autonomy. But autonomy is better than not having the provinces at all. Like, genuinely, one of the most pathetic performances I've seen by AI. But anyone else interested in anything much? I'm going to do a little roundup of ideas. Did I miss anything? Pereverot didn't die because I don't think the Savage Men really cared to take it. They had their treaties annulled, though, which is how they ended up, rather than Caboose for an ally, they've ended up allied with Equestria. As you would. Right, quick roundup of ideas, and that'll be us. Espionage for Free Scotland. Back to what we can do. I think we can go here, 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 here. And I'll tell you if there's anything interesting. Because the answer will be no. Legendia getting defensive is good. I like that. Eric looks offensive. I like. Free Scotland was that espionage again. London. Expansion as you would. Lutzland, probably expansion. Diplomatic, cool. In fact, what I'll do is I'll quickly look at Epiphany. Epiphany's still filling out their fourth set of ideas. They're way behind. Savage Men. Again, the exact same. Yeah, I'm not going to do much more of a roundup. I'll have a quick look through the save game myself and update it for the write-up and update it in the spreadsheet. The link was like way earlier on. But apart from that, now 10 past 11. I think that's been a pretty good session. A lot of moves, a lot of shakes. Oh yeah, score. That's a good one. Good point. So, leading in score. Oh, look at how much score, Osterstrom has been getting. That'll be because of the war. The Savage Crusade against Caboose is what's given them all that score. You can see the PRD as well. But yeah, Epiphany number 1. Eric Lux continue to tumble down. Caboose have been cabooted. Anyone else really in with a shot just now? I mean, London can keep on trucking if nobody else puts an end to them. PRD could really catch up quickly. I think you're looking at kind of, that's going to be your top 8. Unless something really goes well elsewhere in the world. Like if Yunlin were able to decisively beat Gioia and Sonia Sadai. If Patria were really able to decisively take all of Africa as well. And really leverage that. So yeah. Oh shit, I'm in second place, says ruler of the country that sat out every major war and just picked on his neighbours. Oh shit, it's lit, says utter coward. But in any case, one last thing. I'll thank you guys for watching again. I'm not going to be doing this stream next week. Because I've got a bunch of uni work that's due in that week. I'll spend a lot of time, well, not a lot of time, a little bit of time doing the write-up for this session, because there's a lot to write up. But then the week after, I'll definitely be back at 9 o'clock. Maybe even 8:30. If we... Actually, I could stream at 8:30 next time to make up for stuff. But yeah, next week, no stream. But I'll be spamming every channel when I'm ready to do another stream anyway. In any case, thanks for watching. And I'm just going to let this slowly go for a cinematic exit. Hold on. I know this is a pattern, right? Every time I do this slow pan, we get to Australia and I realise that Amaranth have somehow lost a war. This time, literally to Australia Minor. Amaranth are on the way out. Anyway, thanks for watching. Back to the slow pan.